Welcome back, family. We just had our commercial break, but before the commercial break, I was asking Israel about, w- I know a lot of people are sometimes leaning on their jobs because, they, like Luke said earlier, some people are not going for those higher positions, right? Maybe their job, they don't like it. So Israel, my question to you is why aren't we creating our own opportunities? Like, like yourself, you have been publishing your books and things of that nature. You got your brand 361. I'm sorry, 621. And then, I'll do the publishing and the editing and all of those things when it comes to my publishing company, King Empress Publishing. So why aren't people creating their own opportunities instead of waiting for somebody else to help them?
Probably because they don't bet on themselves. One and two, the time it take for the turnaround for a profit to pay your bills. Like I could get that, but still, it's like you could work for one company while you work your job while you work on your dream. You know, or work two jobs so you can fund it or something like that. But I know that be it. Some people too scared on the fallback. What if they fail? But what if you don't? And then to get it started, the startup cost be something too. Cause it's like I want to do some stuff, but then it's like one, the startup cost, two, trying to find contracts or something. And by that time, it's like the bills and roll around again. You like neck up to your neck in bills and knee deep in debt. But I know that'd be it right there, cause there's some stuff I want to do. But then people scare you out of it too. They like, oh, you shouldn't do it because it woo up the bam, whatever, how much it costs and this costs that. But then that person doing it or this person doing it, they making it, but it's that sacrifice too. Just because you make a job don't mean it's gonna be easy. I mean, you actually gotta put in more hours, more work, more money.
No paid time off. No paid
No
time off.
paid.
Well, it costs to
No,
be the boss.
Mhm.
It costs to be
everybody
the
don't want to be the
boss.
boss.
You gotta have that cha-ching if you want to be the king. You feel what I'm saying?
Gotta have that bling bling. Gotta have that ice. If you want to be right, what's that? Gotta have that ice.
and
Want
in
to
one of
be
your
right.
books, Israel, you was talking about money tips. And one of them you said, cash is what you say, cash is king.
Cash is king. I
So
think I said cash is king.
or
Credit
cash,
is something around.
but one of those quotes had
Cash is
had
king.
caught had caught my attention because of the fact that people are not actually paying attention to how much money that it actually takes to start something. And they're being lazy. I don't think people are sometimes always in fear. I believe that they're also being lazy as well.
Fat
What do you
and
think?
lazy.
Fat and lazy, as the prophet Cicero had told us. When
Mm-hmm.
he started the Coptic nation here in America, our people have become fat and lazy in the mind and in their work ethic. What do you say about that, Luke?
I would have to agree. However, it goes into the conversation of is everyone worth being in the royal house? And if I get everybody in the royal house, is it considered a royal house anymore? So I say that to say I believe there are a lot of people that want these things, but really they know they fall into a certain category as far as a worker or as a person in our society. Our society is built upon bosses and is built upon employees. That's just how it works. The boss has to take a majority of the risk. The boss can lose his house, his life, his lifestyle, everything. But because of that high risk, when things go right and when right decisions are made, the boss is able to reap the benefit. The employee is given a stable income. And stability is something that is wanted by majority of people. Not everyone is designed to be an entrepreneur. It don't work that way.
Yeah, that's the
It's
truth.
it's, it's entrepreneurs are supposed to be a minority that employs the majority, not the other way around. So when people say, I don't want that headache, I'm look, I met some people. I never forget one time I was staying at a hotel and I met this lady. She was one of the maids at the hotel. And she just really loved her job. She loved what she did. She was so happy every time I saw her. And I asked her, she said, I just love what I do. She is living the dream. Now, she may not be the boss. She may just make a regular salary, but it's about what you want to do. And some people are better at being that baseline employee who is working their way up in the status. Maybe they go from being a regular employee to a manager. So as I got older, I stopped shunning people like that who say, I don't want all that responsibility. I don't want, because in reality, it doesn't really determine your net worth about if you want to be an entrepreneur or not. You're really putting everything on the line. But for the people who keep saying that's what they want, and they keep, like, I agree with Solomon. Don't be lazy. If you want it, go and get it, set it up, see if you built for that lifestyle, and be prepared to fail. Be prepared, because if you want it, if you fail, you don't want to completely then just give up everything. There was a guy on social media, he opened up a Subway and he was breaking down the cost. He opened up it through the franchise. Through Subway franchise, they have to give them, I think it's like 12% of the gross revenue. We're not even talking about actual profit. And he was saying at the end of the week, after working 13 hours a day in his own business, he only took home about $900. That's boss sacrifices. That's, people don't want to do that. And that's why if he keeps going and he keeps growing, he's worthy of the reward that's at the end of the rainbow. Because at the beginning, that rain sucks. 900 a week after your own business. Yeah.
You don't really make money until the second one.
But he got to start somewhere.
Right.
He's not going to give up because he invested his money into it. So his like Will said, he invested in himself, but it's ugly in the beginning. It's ugly.
Yeah, you can't give up. My first go around when it came to my first book that I was actually writing myself, I had a old desktop computer that would mess up my flash drive each time I would not eject it from the computer correctly. And one day it was ejected incorrectly. My mother actually did it on accident, and I lost all of my progress when it came to that first book. So what did I do? I could have been crying about it. I could have been upset about it. But all I did was, hey, it messed up. But how bad do I want my voice to be heard? That was my thought in my head. How bad do I want to write this book? And if it was a bad idea or if it wasn't supposed to happen, I wouldn't be here today. Actually, from that first mistake, I rewrote the first book. And now I have a whole business and I have people who want to write books as well. Israel is one of the people who reached out to me to get his books out. I gave him the sauce. He got the sauce now.
You got the juice now.
Fact. Hey, and I'm a witness on that day when he found out all his work was gone. That was a hard day for him. I'll never forget that phone call.
And even now, right? People don't even know what I'm going through at this very moment. I lost my other flash drive in Chicago when I went to visit Chicago. Now I have to rewrite everything all over.
You still use flash drives? They got the cloud.
I know. I'll be scared to put. Listen,
they got the cloud.
I'm still a conspiracy theorist. I don't know what's in that cloud. I don't know what's
just
up
put
there.
it in the cloud, man. You put it. Look, you put it in the cloud. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
You could take it. Put it in the cloud. Takes what's that? Dropbox.
Yeah,
Dropbox.
I know.
Yeah, we was talking about the wrong. Yeah.
But that
Dropbox,
doesn't deter
all you
me
need
from
is your information. You can pick it up from your computer, my computer, his computer. It's in the cloud.
Scared of the cloud. I don't know. People put. I'm an artist, okay? I don't like to share all my stuff. I'm sensitive about my shit. Speaking
I was up there.
Speaking of being sensitive about certain things, I'm gonna say this because this is my podcast, and I get to say what I want to say.
Let me
here,
sit
okay?
Up. What you got to say?
We are trying to create a better working community when it comes to home, finance, health, and spirituality, even more, etc. When it comes to church, when it comes to the Coptic faith, I'm standing 10 toes down on us being together and being strong together. That is what my Pharaoh, my queen, keeps teaching us every Sunday about us being together and being unified. And I'm going to iterate them same thoughts. So if there is an issue, we should be able to work those things out together instead of blasting each other on social media. Let me say that again. A lot of
Mm.
people blast people on social media without getting the truth, trying to figure out what's going on before we react to some things. Let's be proactive before we be reactive.
They don't know how to, some people, when they do that, I guess it's because they don't know how to rightfully confront somebody. Like, yeah, the confrontation, the one-on-one conversation might be too much for them, which is crazy.
Yeah,
They don't know how to make that conversation.
yeah,
And that's all it is.
I agree with you, Israel. I think the communication, and since he brought this subject up, it does tie into the original, then the first topic of that chart. The way we communicate and handle our problems is one of the reasons why we're on the low toe pole as far as income. Because usually the higher your income, the more problems you have in your life, the more situations that come up. And if you are poor with handling those, especially social ones, social is where it starts. Before you're worried about an audit from the IRS and they're going to come audit your business that makes, $100,000 a year, before you get that there, can you communicate with those people around you? Can you even how your household set up? How is your ability to fix problems? Because problems constantly come up in life and in business and in the household, anywhere you go. And as a people, especially Black people, we are on the low pole for problem solving and communication. We get so combusted in our emotions. But I find it interesting because I'm always asking the question, so what's the solution? Me, we got to go back to the old school way, sit downs. And this goes into leadership as well, because if two tribes were warring at one point, it took usually the leaders to create what they called a sit down. We got one aisle, one side over here, one side over there. Let's get down to the root. When the leader of that organization, situation, whatever it may be, is present, people act correctly because they're not trying to embarrass them, right? But when that person is absent, we've seen this in multiple situations. When a monarch, when a president, that person is not present, they people will act up because they're not as many fear of consequences. And I believe going back to the old school way of handling situations as us as Black people, especially sit downs, being able to talk. Minister Louis Farrakhan is famous for one of the greatest sit downs, and it's not talked about as much, but I'm pretty sure people are alive because of it. When he had that big sit down with the hip hop community like a long time ago, if you think about how many lives probably were saved because of a communication, all of these rappers, they respected him. So they was like, you know what, I'm gonna come and listen to what he say. I may not agree with him. I may not want to squash the beef, but I'll come and listen. I'll come and be a part of the conversation. And then that is where the ball really starts going. We're not expecting anybody to agree automatically and go, kumbaya, I love you forever. That's not even what we're looking for as a people. But can we come meet at the table without you throwing a fork? Or, you know what I'm saying? Without you getting so
Right.
emotional to where now nothing is getting accomplished. No one is able to hear. No one is able to understand the other person's side and find a way to rectify the situation.
We
So
have to go to we got to go to the next level of communication and evolving from what was. If you are or you were at a place where you can't communicate, you're always yelling, you're always angry, and all of these things, you need to self-evaluate. Um, my uncle would say, or how the prophet Silas would say, you know, I'm gonna look in the mirror. And a lot of people need to look in the mirror before they start, like you said, Luke, throwing that damn fork. Okay, sit at the table, have a conversation, and then let's squash the beef. Especially if you guys are adults. If you are
Right.
adults in the room and there's children involved, get everybody in the room, and as the adult, you squash the beef. Whatever problem it
Okay.
is, speak up yourself. This ego stuff gotta stop because all of the ego has been killing our progress as a people.
Right. Big progress, Killer.
The ego of me, and I'm right, and I ain't gotta listen to nobody because I'm such and such of an age, that gets you nowhere. There is no grown until you dead. Let's get that together. You're an adult. You might
Always
become an
growing.
elder,
Right.
but you ain't grown until you in the ground. Because
I used to
once you
say,
stop growing,
uh,
that's it.
okay.
Once you stop learning, that's it. So me going in, like I say, this is one of them times in the podcast, somebody gonna have something to say. Today is just me. I don't know what Israel gonna say next time. Although Luke gonna say next time.
Yeah.
But today it's about we gonna put stuff together. We gonna bring our unity with our people, and we gonna stand on it and be unmovable together. And that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, I feel that. What you got to say about that, Luke?
I agree with him. I mean, I'm a witness myself. One thing that I'm big on is, being able to create. And I always ask myself, well, what do I want for my daughters? What do I want to be able to leave them when, like Solomon said, I am now considered grown when I'm in the ground. So it is a big thing because we have to be able to teach them and be an example. What he's basically saying is those who are held responsible to be the example must make the sacrifice of the ego to be the example. You might be completely right, but telling everybody that you're right ain't gonna always squish the beef. And I said this yesterday. I was talking to Solomon and I said, as Black people, this is one of the reasons why we are the people who are the minority in politics, because politics and power and emotion don't mix. You too emotional and you got warheads that you got access to. You got nukes. You can't be emotional. It don't work that way, but it starts at a young age. These politicians and these people who got the power to determine if we're gonna go on lockdown, if we're gonna do this, that, and the third, from a
Right.
young age, their parents have been grooming them to handle stressful situations. And when we're usually picking people to represent us, we look for the person who can handle stress the best because the position requires nothing but stress. That's all the job is. So if they're not able to do it, they get emotional. Oh, no, my tribe, you know what? Boo, 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 boo. We finna do this, do. Now you didn't put everybody in jeopardy. So we usually try to avoid people like that to represent us. And Black people have to have the same standard. That standard has to be the same way. Because once we begin to hold each other to that type of standard, we won't accept we will stop accepting like everything that come around us. We'll start looking at situations and saying, okay, I see how you want me to react, but I ain't about to do that. I'm too smart for that. I'm gonna use my words. I don't have to raise my voice to communicate myself to you. And if you begin to raise your voice, that shows me that I'm winning the argument. That's where we are right now in 2024. We got social media and all this stuff. Just because you hooping and hollering don't mean you won.
Absolutely. They
You
know
know,
you they losing. That's why they hooping and
man,
hollering.
somebody will whisper and body bag you, and they'll drop the mic. And then now it's up for the audience to decide. And that didn't really start coming until social media. And I'll end it with this real quick. When you look at the debate, I think who was it? Was it Ronald? Whoever Kennedy was debating somebody, President Kennedy. And they asked President Kennedy, did he want to wear makeup for the TVs and all that. He said, yeah, he was trying to go with the flow. Now his opponent, I can't remember who he was debating. He was like, nah, I don't need all that. I don't need all that. So I said all that to say, when the people was listening to the debate, who Kennedy was debating, they felt like Kennedy lost. But when people watched the debate, here's how technology plays into how we look at things and how we look at situations. When they watched President Kennedy, they thought he won because of the makeup. He wasn't sweating as much. He was a little bit more composed because he went along with the way of what the system was walking into. That's how 2024 has developed. Everything is how you see it and how you present it to these people within the amount of 30 seconds is going to determine what they think and how they're able to communicate with you.
Well, fellas, I don't know. You guys want to discuss another topic or anything like that? Or you got anything on your mind or anything you want to get off? I got mine off. So,
You got anything, Israel?
Man, it's a whole lot of Chiefs, but not enough Indians. That's all I'm gonna say. Everybody can't be the chief. Some people got to be Indians, but you got to be a good follower before you can be a great leader. Okay, and everybody want to be the chief. I ain't trying to be a chief. I could be a good follower, but if chiefs die off or whatever, then eventually somebody gonna have to be the chief. But I tell people, some people back in my private conversations, when people were getting mad and starting churches and things of that nature, I was like, I wouldn't start another church. I'd ride this one down to the end of the line. But I would rather stick where I'm at because of the fact, like, one, it's established. Two, it's like you talk it over, and smooth it out. You take time, time heals all things eventually. But nah, you know what they say, let the church roll on, let it ride out. I would just take my leaves with absence and then come back refreshed and things of that nature. But it's just a whole lot of Chiefs and not enough Indians. Everybody want to be the boss, but don't want to pay the cost, and then they don't. They they just don't. They don't fit. Everybody can't be the boss. You want to be, but you can't be a good boss. That's how that be, you
well,
know. But yeah, how much we got on the time?
we
We,
going, we going.
okay, cause yeah, that be the thing. Everybody want their own. I get it. You stronger in numbers. There's power in numbers. You just got to communicate and unify. Unification. Talk against your differences. And then you can move as a bigger unit in a more of a force with those power in numbers.
Like the queen
And I
say,
think,
when in unity there's strength, and where there's strength there's power. So
mm-hmm.
this whole conversation is about unity today, of us being together. You see, all three of us, we just came up with the idea. Like the stuff we was saying to each other, we was like, man, the world need to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the while I'm thinking about it, shout out to the people who are constantly coming and subscribing to our
Yeah,
channel, because
Yeah.
they coming, man. Like
love,
people
Make sure you
love.
like, subscribe, share the video,
like, subscribe, share the
comment.
video. We got people that have been like, soon as I say I got a podcast, they be like, well, let me see right now. Just go ahead and subscribe on my phone. Get
Fact.
your phone to me, and then I'll be like, okay, cool. And then we constantly going up. So definitely shout out to the support that we have already. It's rocking. It's at the beginning of stages, but
Absolutely.
people is coming and tuning in.
Yeah, facts.
Absolutely.
We greatly appreciate y'all, man. I mean, it's a process. I mean, I can't speak for my brothers, but for me, I really enjoy it. I think it's good to have a platform to where we can express how we feel about things, and it does bring about a unity. And it's interesting because, to piggyback off what Solomon was saying, and a little bit of what Israel was saying, there comes a time to where you have to recognize who you are in the tribe. And I don't think it's anything wrong, being one of the workers, being one of the ones that are getting things done. You may not be the head, you're not the chief, and that's all right. There's an
Mm,
honor in serving, because I would never
absolutely.
want to. I would never, me personally, I never want to be in a position to where I'm blessed with the opportunity to lead anything, and I haven't taken time to appreciate what it's like to serve. Serving to me is a humble thing, and it brings about a level of wealth mentally, because I'm able to observe, and I don't have all of the true responsibility. I'm able to learn, and I value that so much. I mean, I say it all the time, but I will say this: when it comes to the tribes, or when it comes to any disagreements that we have, like I say, it don't matter where you at. It could be your job, it could be, your church, it could be your community, it could be your club, it could be whatever you in. If there isn't a sense of dominance to mend the situation, it's very hard for it to be done. And what I mean by that is, when there is a misunderstanding, usually usually there is a group of people that come in. They're like the problem solvers. They come in, they calm things down, they analyze what the problem is, they converse, and then they fix the problem. And when it comes to us, especially as Black people, as Black men, that's our job. That is our job. When we see issues, especially with our women, we don't get emotional. We're not there. We're not supposed to. We're not supposed to woo wow wow. And my mama, no. This not Boys in the Hood 1990s, bro. We're not doing that. We're
Mhm.
not doing that, no, because it don't work. It don't work. You never have court on the street. The street smarts never have court on the street. You gotta separate your emotion. And as Black men, that's our job. Everybody else is losing their head, it's our job to keep our head. So we got to get better. We got to get better. At the end of the day, ain't nobody else listen to nobody else first in the Black community before they Black men, because they really see us as the ones. They like, okay, where y'all gonna take us? The women, they like women and children, like, if you do something, we'll listen. But if not, I got it. No. Them days of degeneracy as a people. It's got to get. We too smart for that now. Way too smart. So that's my comment on that. Men got to step up. Whatever group you in, when it's a problem, we cool. We always supposed to be able to say, "What's up, my brother? What's the problem?" They tripping over there. All right, we need to conversate. Let's figure out how to get this taken care of. Then we go back and we check our people. All right, this is what we
Right.
gonna do. This how y'all gonna act, and this whether you like it or not. That's my biggest thing on that subject of handling, situations or anything, because they're gonna keep coming. That's what happens when you with people. When you on a big old ball that's just spinning over and over and over again, 2,000 miles an hour in the middle of the universe. Come on, it's gonna be arguments. We're gonna get mad at each other. I ain't like the way you looked at me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, but how do we handle it? It's not gonna stop, you know.
You got
We
to
can
duke it
only
out.
slow
You
it
got to
down.
duke it out. You got to duke it out.
I, I I'm at the point of, I'm accepting the challenge that Luke is giving out to all of the Black men, especially in our organization. In the Coptic way of life, we need to step up, and we need to start shutting these unnecessary foolishness. We need to shut it down. And we need to step up and be men. We need to be honest, because there's another conversation I want to have, but we ain't
Yeah.
gonna have it today.
So
Honesty.
it's getting good, y'all. It's
Yeah, it's
getting good.
getting
People are
good. Look, look,
honest.
look. Yeah, y'all listen. As the weeks keep rolling, we gonna keep getting better. That's how it is.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah,
Um,
but even the position of leadership is a position of service, serving the people.
Facts.
Yeah.
Man,
I just
facts.
told somebody that the other day. I'm like, you want followers, you want people to follow you. You understand that you are a worker of the people. Did you know that?
That-
They follow you because you are working for them. You didn't know that, did you? You thought it just was all about crowns and robes and standing up when people march in. No, you got work to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Service to the people. I ain't gonna say it's people pleasing, but it's service to the people because you
So,
can't please everybody. It's like you can't serve two masters.
and you got to think about who out of pleasing people is a very financial benefit. If we all pick up our phones right now, you know, that's that Apple work, you know. That's that Steve Jobs hard work, 42 hours, no sleep. I can call my mama, I can FaceTime my mama. I'm pleased. It benefits me. I see the value. So you know what I did? Spent $1,500 on the phone. Made sense to me. So it is a beauty, but he was a leader. He was a real leader for his business, and he said, "Man, I want phones that people are able to communicate and do." People see value in your leadership when you really are being a benefit in their lives, you know. So you are pleasing the people. They're your greatest customers. Who else is your customers? The trees, the rocks. They gonna come and give you $5 for your sandwich. But it does play the difference. Why? Into you remember how you were saying with the we was talking about positions earlier. If I own a restaurant and I make somebody burger and it ain't a good burger, I'm gonna really care versus my employee. My employee, like, man, I get paid. But I'm as a boss, like, I want you to come back. I'm looking at the long term. I'm scaling a business. So I need you, even though this may have been a $5 mistake, I want you to know from deep down in my heart that I truly apologize. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you this next burger. It's gonna be free because I need you to come back. That's how we have to run our families. That's how we have to run our organizations, our businesses. These are valuable people we're dealing with. And if we don't show them, hey, we appreciate your time, your energy. At the event yesterday, Mela and Champ, they was just telling everybody we appreciate y'all coming together as Coptic people, as people just, I mean, they always tell us young people, y'all could be doing anything on a Sunday in Chicago when it's beautiful outside. You could be at the lake, you could be running the streets. So we appreciate you all taking time out to come and fellowship. That appreciation, it made me want to come back for the next one. I appreciate you appreciating me taking time to come out because I enjoy myself. So when he was like, yeah, we're going to do it again, I got excited because I felt appreciated. When we came around and we put money in the offering, let me get me a 20 out. Because these musicians playing, man, I appreciate y'all service. And so I got to meet you halfway and show you how much I appreciate it, just like I did it for my telephone. To me, it seemed like we right there, y'all. As a community, we right there. We at the door. We just got to walk through it. You feel me?
I like that. I like that. Well, with that being said, family, thank you all for listening to episode 4 of the Pharaohs Podcast. I am truly, truly happy, even though I had
And
to go off
grateful.
for a second. And grateful. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I appreciate our listeners, our viewers. Pretty soon we're gonna get everything in audio version just for people who can't watch us and they can just listen to us on the way. Yeah. So we're gonna get that real together real soon. Israel, where can people find you?
Man, y'all can find me on Facebook, Jonathan Johnson. Got my Facebook business page, and then what's that? Instagram, Johnny Israel 621, and my website, JonathanJohnson621.com. That's where y'all can find me.
Luke, where people can find you and what you're working on?
Currently working on a few summer projects. I got a few promotions that'll be coming out that I'll be throwing in the slots.
Did we lose him? What happened?
I think he disappeared.
He disappeared. Well, family, until he come back. You can find me on Facebook. At You can find me on Facebook at Cornelius Solomon Walker. You can also find me. you can email me at cwalker1582@gmail.com. You can also find me and contact me through the Pharaohs Podcast at gmail.com. You can find all of us actually. We're definitely going to be checking the emails. You can also comment and subscribe and like to these videos, podcast every Monday at 6 p.m. It's like clockwork, man. It's just gonna be released and we gonna be there like
Keep it
bye.
rolling. There we go.
Um Also, if you want to publish a book, you guys can, like I say, email me, contact me. Um and I got that going on with King and Empress Publishing LLC. Go ahead, Luke, because you had just
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, it had went out on me, so y'all gotta excuse me. But it definitely, currently working on the Love Lifted Me Foundation. That's my biggest thing right now. Got a few promotions coming up for projects that will be sliding in the commercial slots, and that you'll also see coming on my side of the page. Like Solomon said, anything you send to us is usually the best for me. But other than that, you can reach me at Facebook right now. I'm making some new adjustments, but Facebook right now, Kyrie Lee. Send me a message over, send love over. But yeah, that's what I'm working on.
for sure, for sure.
That's
And
what's up.
I got a video dropping Thursday at 6 p.m. too. So yeah, we working, man. We
Mm-hmm.
working.
Yeah, man. We working.
All right now. Appreciate y'all, family. Peace.
Peace.
A-Town down.